5th Annual Mayor's Holiday Basketball Tournament at Lake Clifton High School. It's Woody Williams' old stomping grounds, and he joins us here for the 10-12 Boys Championship between the Bentalou Rec Center and Oliver. And this will be a good matchup between two longtime coaches. Let's talk about Bentalou first and Herman Johnson and what he's been able to do with that program.
Yes, Herman's been there for quite a time and has established what is now a citywide program and represents the city and both the west side of town. He has a tremendous program throughout the age group, so he's done a tremendous job, both boys and girls.
And his 8-10 boys team did win a championship earlier on in this tournament. Meanwhile, Oliver, coached by Bucky Lee, they've had great success and great players throughout the years. He's going for a championship this year. They were runner-ups last year, so they have something to prove here. And
I understand the year before they were runners-up. Yes, Buck, as we all know him and love him, is a longtime coach here on the east side, and has when we were here at Lake Clifton, we had the opportunity to coach some of the kids that he sent up through his program. He also, kids are well-balanced, fundamentally sound, and he does a great job with throughout the age group, too, with his group.
Now, this age group is one of the most competitive. 19 teams entered in this tournament. Each team, in order to get here, had to beat 3 teams. So these two teams really do deserve the opportunity to play for the championship. We'll come back for the opening tip between Bentalou and Oliver when we return to Lake Clifton after this. Hello, Baltimore. This is Gary Stein, inviting you to join me each week for City Sports Scene, where we'll sift through highlights, trivia questions, issues, and challenges facing area athletes. You'll meet sports newsmakers from all walks of life. This week on City Sports Scene, our 1994 year in review. Enjoy the holiday season with a full plate of all the faces and the highlights that appeared on City Sports Scene during the year of 1994. City Sports Scene and you connect at these times. All right, welcome back to Lake Clifton. Just about ready to start it here. Oliver will be in the yellow jerseys and the green pants. They'll be going from left to right. Meanwhile, Bentalou will be in the green, like the light green, the aqua green jerseys. And we'll get it underway. Looking forward to this one, the 10-12 Boys Championship. To get here, Oliver defeated the Bentalou Blazers, Robert Marshall and Chick Webb. The Bentalou Bombers got here by beating Northwood, the Jaguars, and Towson Rec.
So they had a pretty good run at it.
Absolutely.
Here. Two teams look pretty well even from the beginning.
And we'll see a little bit higher level of skill here. We'll talk about that throughout the broadcast.
Exactly. Both Coach Lee and Coach Johnson do a good job of with these kids getting them organized. They're already set up in the zone defense.
That's Deron Strickland, who was anchoring with it. And he fed it to the big man, number 1. That's a guy to watch, Dwayne Banks, and he will go to the line. And what we learned before the game began was that Bentalou will be a team that'll go inside a lot. Meanwhile, Oliver will like to shoot from the perimeter.
Yeah, I think if we look at the makeup of the team, that's probably why the two teams are different. Bentalou seems to have a larger team and going to go inside, whereas Oliver work on their outside game a little.
So Dwayne Banks makes the free throw, and it's 3-0. Bentalou here early, 7 minutes to go. There's a nice little dipsy-do from Oliver, and that's a player to watch for them, number 3, Darrell Johnson. But it's a turnover for Oliver and belongs to Bentalou.
Right.
Not only is Banks the big guy, but he also takes it up for them.
It looks like
they try to move it inside, but can't. Oliver with the steal. Here comes Oliver. And the ball will stay with Oliver.
Little turnovers right now. When they get settled down, they'll get into their goal.
There's one of the outside players for Oliver, Charles Early. He has it taken away, though, in the middle. Another big man for Bentalou, Pierre Tucker. So Bentalou obviously has the edge in height here.
Yes.
And putting it up and in is number 3 for Bentalou, and that's Deron Strickland with a pair. 5-0 early. Darrell Johnson from the outside. Here comes Bentalou. Long pass up ahead into the hands of Banks. He turns with the body with the left hand. That's an air ball, though. The rebound is blocked. Next shot won't go. Battle for the ball.
Doing a good job in there catching the ball and getting it up. Bentalou is with their inside game. I think that's what we're going to probably see from these two teams. Bentalou going to their strength, which it seems to be inside. And Oliver.
Now 5:30 to play. But how would you, as a coach, I mean, knowing that let's say you were opposing a team that was so much bigger than you, how would you try to negate that?
Well, try to with tempo, try to shorten the game, as Bucky's trying to do with his team, play a zone, try to negate their strength, inside strength, with a zone type situation, and change the tempo to your favor.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see if that pans out. Oliver now on the short end of it, 5-0 score. 4:47 to play in the first. Here they come. They try to get it inside. Nice little loft pass, but no help there for Oliver. The pass was from Charles Early.
And Oliver seems to be rushing it instead of taking their time. And
that man down low was Delbert Randall. He's really the only big guy that Oliver has. Shot from the corner is good by another big guy for Bentalou. That's number 30, and that's Pierre Tucker with 2. So it's 7-0 Bentalou. Steal by Bentalou. This is Banks, who will convert the other way. Banks now with 5, and it's 9-0 Bentalou. 4 minutes to go in the first.
They seem to be a little superior than the rest of the people out on the floor.
And another steal. And running up ahead, look at the way they fill the lane. Couldn't get the layup to go, but there's the putback. That won't go. Third time won't go. Still working hard, and finally, number 2, Brandon Taylor, will earn a trip to the line.
I think we're still seeing Bentalou going to their advantage. They had 3 misses, but they were right there for the offensive rebound. That seems to be the line that this game is taken with Bentalou's inside strength.
You saw Bucky Lee with a look of concern on his face. His team trailing by 9, and now making 11. Pierre Tucker with his 4th point.
Another inside score.
3:20 to play in the first. Pull-up jumper. That won't go. Rebound by Tucker. Up ahead to Stephen Robin. And look at Banks filling the lane. Finger roll is short, though. Oliver takes it away. They got a 3-on-1 the other way. Let's see if they handle this nicely. Giving it up beautifully. But just not able to convert was Delbert Randall. But that was a nice pass.
A nice pass. Couldn't convert it.
And let's see, that is not able to be kept in. It'll be with Bentalou. Not a good start here for Bucky Lee and his troops.
No, but maybe they're a little nervous, and I see them trying to
Let's take a look at this
pushing
last
the ball up the floor there. Bentalou looking for. He loses control of the ball right there, and lose it out of bounds with a tough pass to recover. I think that coaches will probably want him to settle down a little bit and stick with the basics.
2:20 now. Okay, let's see what the whistle was all about.
That's Darrell Johnson there. I think Bentalou's trying to keep him away from the ball. He seems to be they're double teaming him, trying to keep him away from the ball.
Now Oliver again on the attack. This is Darrell. Shot is high, but it wouldn't have counted anyways. And Bentalou will have it. Substitution here, number 3 for Bentalou is Deron Strickland.
Yeah, he's one of our people to watch. Coming
Nice
off the
move
bench
by Banks, and Banks scored.
Up and in.
7 points for Dwayne Banks out of Calverton School, 13 years old. Wearing uniform number 1, and he now is the leading scorer in the game. There's a nice move, and finally,
finally a score. Maybe that would break the ice for Oliver. Get him involved.
10, Edward Haynes. Actually, it's Edward Hughes. Sorry about that.
Banks again.
Banks again. So Banks with 9 here in the first period. 55 seconds to play. And Banks with a steal. But he carried it.
What a carry and turnover, but Banks seems to be a little superior than anyone else on the floor at this time.
Well, I'll tell you, we had a chance in the 8 to 10 age division to watch Bentalou, and they had a big guy, Corey Copeland.
Exactly, I saw a little bit of that.
He could grow up to be a guy like Dwayne Banks.
Exactly.
Same type of build, both big men. And off of Oliver, this will belong to Bentalou with 20 seconds to play in the period. And it's been all Bentalou so far. 15-2 they lead it. 9 of those points courtesy of Dwayne Banks. There's Herman Johnson enjoying it right now.
Yeah, Big Herm, he's got a decent beginning to his game, and they're well on their way.
Entry pass, trying to get it in.
Trying to get it in.
Denying it, and there is Pierre Tucker for the
Tucker
2.
Again.
6 points. And I think Bucky Lee has to be thankful that first period is over.
I think so. I think Coach Lee will get him there and kind of get him straightened out, and sure Coach Johnson's going to want his guys to continue to get the ball inside and score inside.
All right, 17-2. It is Bentalou in the lead, but lots of action to go. We'll come back with second quarter action when we return to Lake Clifton after this.
Pete Sampras comes up to serve. Jan Stevenson makes the drive. A.C. Green and Charles Smith pound the boards. Marcus Allen rushes up the middle. Jay Schrader with the touchdown. There are a lot of different parts to play in the American Red Cross. Play your part.
If you can boil water, you can cook a meal for someone who can't. Your local volunteer center can show you how easy it is.
And welcome back, second period action. That's Steve Roblin with the steal. His shot goes in and out, 7:45 to play in the second. 17-2 is the score. Bentalou leading it, and there's a steal for Tucker. Up ahead, let's see if they can convert here. Nice move along the baseline, and count that. Brandon Taylor with the pair. 19-2.
The big people have all of their points.
That's true, actually. And Taylor now nice finding Roblin up ahead. Oh,
tough shot.
Roblin just could not convert.
And he fouls, as we find in a lot of instances, the frustration after the missed shot. Frustration foul, trying to reach in. Timeout by Coach Lee. I'm sure he wants to reiterate some of the things he just went over at the break.
Bucky Lee, coach of Oliver, former assistant coach to Pete Pompey at Dunbar, was in on that great run that they had back in the early 90s. And he has a nice program at Oliver. Unfortunately, though, Bentalou has a nice one as well.
Yeah, he has a great program. I'm sure they'll be back in the game, and he's up against one of the best programs in the city. That is Coach Johnson's team there, and they, as we can see, that has transpired here. They're well schooled. They know what they have a plan, and they're working their plan, going into the inside people, and it's been productive.
You know, we do a lot of high school basketball on City Sports Center, Cable 44, and I have a chance to travel sometimes and see some other high school basketball in and around the area. Why does Baltimore have such a good recreation program?
I think it's a long time. It's been an established program, and it's come up through the age with the various age groups, and the programs are organized. You know, a lot of programs have programs per se, but they're not organized. As you see demonstrated with these teams and the girls' team games before, the programs are organized. There's some teaching going on, and the families and friends of the young people are involved. So, and that makes a difference. And it's a long time. Certainly Coach Wade and Miss Perrette and those people feel that it's important, and that emphasis has been put there as throughout the whole Department of Recreation Parks program.
And as we saw, a couple of points there registered by Eric Queen from Lombard School. That cuts the lead to 19-4. I know for a fact up in New York City they've got the Young Church Leagues. That's where a lot of their players come from. Kenny Anderson, just one that comes off the top of my head. I think the Baltimore Recreation Leagues, though, are just as good as those, as have been now shown by the fact that a lot of Baltimore kids are now coming out and playing major Division I college ball.
Exactly, and it's not a recent happening. It's throughout the years, through at least my tenure here in Baltimore since 1965, that's been the case.
11 points now for Dwayne Banks, and a great job by number 2, Delbert Randall.
Good pass, good shot and concentration to put the ball in while being fouled.
And let's watch Randall at the line. 5:25 now to play in the period. It's 21-6. Let's watch how we got to the line.
The guard gives him a little pass, and you notice his head nods are up. He's concentrating right on the basket. He misses his foul shot there. Bentalou gets a rebound and pushes the ball up.
Here comes Robin the other way. He can't get it to go, but the putback, that won't go either. As Bentalou just controlling the boards pretty well right now.
At both ends of the floor. I'm sure that's going to be a concern for Oliver, that they get in and on the boards.
Oliver coming away with it. Nice hesitation. Jumper. The shot won't go, but Oliver will go to the line. Number 10 for Oliver, Edward Humes, who has a pair of points from Winston School. There's a look at Dwayne Banks, a big man for Bentalou. He's chipped in with 11 points so far. It's 21-6, Bentalou with 4:25 to play in the half. Here's Humes, free throw no good.
Take his time, get a rhythm, look at the basket.
A lot of lefties out here, I've noticed.
Yeah, I'm ordering a number. I've seen a lot of them, and it doesn't bode well for us righties. I think it's good. In the past, people have been prompted and pushed to change from a left hand to become a right hander, but now, they're letting the kids play and develop their game as their whatever is their dominant hand. So it's good.
And let's see now, Oliver trying to get it down low.
Yeah, I think
foul before the shot.
You're starting to see maybe Coach Lee's little tactic here of attacking those big people, hopefully getting them in foul trouble, getting them out of there. You have to go at them. You can't stand back.
Oh.
A little mental lapse right there.
Again, he was still out of bounds. And so with 3:20 now to play in the half, it's still 21-6 Bentalou. All right, here comes Bentalou with a 15-point lead. Bringing up the ball is Jason Coit. Now trying to get it down low for Tucker. Stolen, though, by Oliver. See what they can do on the other end. This is Johnson now.
Right, Johnson.
A lot of confusion there for Oliver. They finally do get it down low. Banks had a chance to swat it away. He may have redirected the shot. Tucker comes down with the rebound, and it'll be a foul on Oliver.
Oliver, number 12. Eric Queen with the foul after the rebound.
And so Bentalou now, Dwayne Banks with the left-hand dribble.
Getting some ball movement, attacking the zone. A little inside flasher.
There's Banks entering the lane. He puts one up, wild off the glass. And now with the steal, and it goes Oliver's way.
And here we have Bentalou with a little full court pressure, or they're still denying Johnson the ball.
Shot from the key won't go. Here's the offensive rebound, pulled down by Pearson. Pearson now losing it, getting it back for Oliver, though. All the way into the lane, nice entry. Shot won't go. Banks with the rebound and a nice outlet. Up ahead to Tucker, one-on-one. Tucker converts.
Great job catching that ball, getting under control and putting it in the hole.
8 points for Pierre Tucker, 23-6 now, Bentalou. 1:30 to play in the half. And moving in is Queen. Queen is fouled by Tucker. Pierre Tucker.
Tucker's doing a good job on the offensive end. He reached in a little bit then and getting foul trouble instead of moving your feet. But Bentalou seems to have the game under control right now.
Shot from the corner, a bomb, too long. Now working hard, Oliver. That's number 2, Delbert Randall.
It's a tough call on the little guy right there. Offensive foul.
Yep. 1:20 to play in the half. 17-point lead for Bentalou.
That's a big lead for early in this game with this level of play here, but we'll see. They've been patient, making a skip pass. Banks with a 3.
He takes it and hits it for 3.
Well, he's showing the way for his team here.
14 points for Banks. It's now a 20-point lead. Into the corner, Oliver, a bad pass from Randall.
Tough pass. I think with Bentalou double teaming on Johnson, keeping him away from the ball and having someone else handle the ball, maybe presenting a big problem for Oliver.
Banks left side up top for Coit. 51 seconds to play in the half. Shot by Bentalou, in and out, no good. Fighting for the rebound is Taylor.
Controlling the foul, controlling the rebounds. Control the board, you control the game on any level.
And so far, that's the way it's been for Bentalou. Here's Banks from beyond 3.
Another 3.
The shot won't go and a foul.
Gets
It would have been a 4-point play. Banks
not a good idea
points.
Not a good idea to. Most coaches will tell you don't foul the jump shooter.
Eric Queen committed that foul, and Banks now will go to the line. Now, will he get 3 attempts here?
He shoots 3. Yes, exactly. So he still got a chance here to score.
Wayne Banks hits the first free throw.
The first one, he's got good form.
Maybe it wasn't,
yeah, maybe it wasn't a 3 then.
16 points for Dwayne Banks, 38 seconds to play in the half. Here comes Oliver with a run. Nice pass inside the paint. I'm not sure his teammate was ready for it. There's Queen with the shot, won't go. Offensive rebound kept in by Oliver, tipped out by Bentalou. Number 10, Jim Staggy.
Yeah, Oliver might do well to go on and shoot that ball instead of making a tough inside pass.
Darrell Johnson trying to dribble through, foul by Bentalou. Probably a number 5, Jason Coit. 18 seconds to play. 22-point lead for Bentalou.
And they had in the bonus
6.
now with 10 fouls. Is that it?
Yes.
So maybe they can make a little headway now with the clock stop. Make these foul shots. First one is good.
From Johnson. That's his first point of the night. Darrell Johnson, Booker T. Washington School, 13 years old. He's on TV. Hey, Ma.
Big time, man.
Second shot won't go. 28-7 the score. 14 seconds to play in the half. Let's see what they do. Bentalou leading it. Banks moving it over in the corner of the top. Now 7 seconds on the clock. Clock running down. 4 seconds to go all the way to the hoop. It won't go. 1 second on the clock, and the first half is history. So the boys 10-12 division. Not a battle really right now, as Coach Bentalou leading it 28-7 at the half.
Yeah, it's surprising that at this level, the championship game, that the game is a little lopsided. But when you look at what Bentalou's done, they've gone to their strength. You scoring inside and controlling both backboards, and Oliver hasn't been able to get their offense on track. And as a result, we see a 21-point lead.
Right, and so Buckley's got his work cut out for him. 28-7 at the half. We'll be back with second half action from Lake Clifton after this.
To compete, you've got to be strong. To win, you've got to be smart. Maybe you can be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
All right, we're back with second half action. Just now scoring for Bentalou, making it 30-7.
Yeah, after a fine pass from Banks up the floor.
And which player was that scored? Did you notice? Was it two?
Two.
That's
Yes.
Brandon Taylor. So he's got 4 points now. And 30-7 is the score at Bentalou. Here comes Oliver with the shot. Oh, nicely done. Both rims and in.
He used all of the rim that time to get that one down. Did number...
Eric Queen, number 12. It's 30-9 now.
Yep, Eric stepping up here for Oliver.
Now here's Taylor in the corner.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Brandon Taylor,
Good job.
who had 2 in the first half, now has 6 for the game. 6:53 to play in the third. 32-9. Oliver shot no good. Banks with the rebound. Big rebound. Dwayne Banks.
He had the same idea, travel with the ball, but he's got an idea. You can see unselfishness on his part. He's looking up the floor, trying to help his teammates. They finally got the ball in Johnson's hand now.
There's Bob Wade and Billy Murphy. How you doing, guys?
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Coach Wade.
Now, Billy's son is playing in this game. Is that correct?
Yes, Pierre Tucker.
Pierre Tucker. All right.
For Coach Johnson's team. He's done a good job. A couple rebounds and a couple scores.
And of course, Bob and Billy, 2 very familiar faces.
Yeah,
and personalities in Baltimore.
And on the Baltimore scene, yes, you're absolutely right.
Nice work here. This is Roblin the other way. He just can't get it to go. He's had a lot of good opportunities today and just has not been able to get it in.
And you can see one of the reasons why Bentalou is up too, the teamwork. They're pushing the ball up, being unselfish, getting the ball. Just a prime example right there. Another pass and up. He couldn't get it down, but unselfish play, teamwork. That's the name of the game, and what makes these programs at Bentalou and Oliver certainly one of the better around is that they insist on that in their kids.
And there it is right there. Dwayne Banks getting the feed and putting it in.
Up and in.
34-9. My goodness, 5:20 to play in the third. Nice pass there. Oh, everything but the shot. Beautiful pass from Johnson, but Nichols Pearson couldn't convert. Now here's Banks the other way. He draws a foul. He's got 18 points, Dwayne Banks, as he goes to the line.
Had a tough shot then, but if you recall earlier in the half, he had a couple passes up the floor. Now his teammates line him up the floor on the other end. He just couldn't get it up and down. Let's see how he does. He has 2 foul shots here. He was fouled in the act. He's got good form. He's got one of them down.
Banks' first free throw is good. 19 points. Roblin checks out. Good look at Dwayne Banks, Calvert at school, 13 years old. Oliver with the rebound. 4:25 now to play. And Johnson having trouble. Finally, though, drawing the foul.
Yeah, you can see that strategy, as we alluded to earlier. They're going to make it difficult at best for him to handle the ball and run the offense for Oliver.
Still with some difficulty, trying to get it down low, and they finally do. But he rushed the shot, was Pearson.
Yeah, they're a little out of sync, Oliver is right now, and as a result of the defense, Bentalou, pressure that Bentalou's putting on him.
Here's Banks with the runner. Whistle and a foul.
Whistle and a foul, and he's a little over-anxious about following up on his shot, but he seems to know what this game is all about.
3:20 now to play in the third. 35-9, Bentalou. Coasting right now, and there's a steal. And good body control, but he just can't get it to go.
Get it down, he takes it away, and Shot and gets fouled in the process.
Tyrone Cooper with good body control on the steal, but he just couldn't get it to go. But he does earn a trip to the foul line.
He's around that ball all the time, too. Tyrone has been around that ball on both ends of the floor. I'm sure Coach Johnson there was pleased with what's going on right now. Got a comfortable lead.
Let's see what number 21, Tyrone Cooper, can do from West Baltimore, 12 years old. So, have we ever determined who does, you know, there's in this city, there's always that West Baltimore, East Baltimore rivalry, that basketball thing. Have we ever determined who plays better ball, or does East Baltimore think it does, or West Baltimore think it does?
I think depending on who you talk to last, it's like a coach's clinic. I think both sides of town, as we can see here, have excellent programs. Of course, with Dunbar being in, you know, if you go up the level, with Dunbar being on the east side, and many of the players from the east side, they could very well make that claim and have it hold up over the years, certainly preceding my coming to Baltimore, and even now, the present day, they're certainly to be contended with. Any claim about dominance in Baltimore has to go through Orleans Street.
Here's Oliver trying to make a run, but Taylor stopping it with 1:35 now to play in the third. This is up top for Banks. He just drives past a couple, bounces it off the glass. Taylor with the rebound. They're calling a foul, I believe, on Bentalou. And Oliver will have it now. 37-9 is the score.
They're doing what they want at will.
Oliver again, and Bentalou will get called.
Bentalou's relaxed now, and they're doing what they want on both ends of the floor. Riding a lot of pressure on the defensive end.
And a steal for Bentalou. Here comes Taylor. Taylor will take it all the way. And he is hacked from behind, and he'll go to the line. Nichols Pearson.
And Taylor's really been involved here in the second half, scoring 6 points already at the foul line. Had a block shot or two and some rebounds. So he's, Banks kind of took over the first half. Here he is. We'll see him heading eyes up, concentrating on making the shot, ignoring the guy, and not being able to not to quite get it up and in. But you can see he's going to, if not going now, going to be a good one.
Brandon Taylor also from Calverton, like Dwayne Banks is. And Taylor cannot convert. They keep it in. Oliver now has it. 12 seconds to play in the third. All the way. Oliver, no good. Rebound. 2 seconds to play. Got to get it up quick.
Up and in.
No time. That won't count. That wouldn't have counted anyways. So 37-9 after 3 periods. Bentalou well on its way to the win here, unless somehow Bucky Lee can pull out a miracle. We'll come back for fourth quarter action from Lake Clifton after this.
To get ahead, you need the right shots.
With all the different shots I take on the court, none are as important
as immunization.
Children need a lot of them before their second birthday. I'll make sure my son has the right one.
That's the teamwork. Moms, dads, and grandparents, everyone can be a player on the immunization team. Guard your little ones against preventable diseases.
When it comes to teamwork,
immunize now!
It might go a little better.
And welcome back and Happy New Year to that pretty young lady and everyone here.
Yeah,
watching.
I think that Pierre's mother, Pierre Tucker's mom.
Is that Pierre Mus?
I think so.
Well, he's got some good bloodlines there, let me tell you.
Yeah, I tell you. He's translated her beauty into his basketball game.
Pierre, one of the key players, with 8 points in the first half. Actually had not seen much action in the second half here.
No, he's back in there now, so, and quick shot by Bentalou and a rebound by Banks.
And Banks with a nice touch from the outside. So
has a presence to get in his range and put it down.
Banks now with 21 points. Pierre Tucker second with 8 on the team.
So
and you know what? I'm looking at him right now. He does look like his mother.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
There's a distinct resemblance.
7:35 to play. It's 39-9. 30-point lead for Bentalou.
And I don't think anyone would have suggested that this game would be this lopsided.
But Bentalou had a good strategy. Herman Johnson double-teamed the Oliver point guard and going inside, and it's worked, and now it's 41-9. Nicely done by number 3, Deron Strickland, with 4 points now.
Bentalou with their man-to-man defense.
That'll be an up and down.
Is it a violation or actually a foul called by the official? Coach Lee making some substitutions, trying to find a formula. They just can't seem to get anything to go down.
Another opportunity. This is Roblin, and Roblin finally converts. So that hard work pays off for Steve Roblin. It's 43-9, 6:25 now to play in the game. Bentalou comfortably ahead. Oliver, though, still trying to make it happen. Nice move inside, everything but the shot for Johnson. Johnson's had a tough game with only 1 point.
Yes, he has. I think they were looking for big things from him, but he's had a tough time with the defense that they put on him.
There's Herman Johnson from Bentalou, and that's the man we were talking about, Woody, that's had the good game plan tonight.
Exactly. He had a good game keeping Johnson involved, away from the ball, and going to his strengths, which was his big people, which has resulted in his team being up in a very comfortable lead at this point in time.
And that's a look at the Oliver bench. See that guy in the purple sweatshirt there right in the middle? That's Eric Lee.
Eric Lee.
Kirk Lee's brother, went to Dunbar High School. From what I understand, Kirk now playing in Greece.
One of the many Lee brothers, all of whom are
sons of Ralph Lee.
Sons of Ralph Tree Lee.
There you go.
All of whom outstanding players, and back Smiley, as we know him, back contributing, giving back, working with the young people in the community, along with Bucky Lee, who's one of the pillars of East Baltimore recreation basketball.
Now, is Bucky Lee of the same Lees?
I don't know for sure. I would imagine that there may be some relationship, but I'm not positive of that.
They've had a great program at Oliver. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Keith Booth went through the Oliver program.
Yeah, a number of the list is like a who's who in Baltimore basketball of the people that have that Bucky's been involved with and influenced.
Of course, Cecil Kirk with the great program. Bentalou obviously with the great program. The free throw up and good.
Up and good. So we got on the score. Let's see if we can't get Oliver to make a better game of it here.
6:04 to play, and there's a shot in from Bentalou. There was Jim Staggy, couldn't get it to go. Now Banks controls it outside the arc. 5:50 to play in the game.
Yeah, Bentalou's trying to solve the little zone.
This is Tucker with a nice move along the baseline.
Yeah, indeed.
And he will go to the line. Good work by Pierre Tucker, and we'll take a look at him from the foul line.
He seems to know his way around there.
That's a big-time move there.
Yes,
little spin off the baseline.
He's going to be a good sized kid, too. He's, what, 12 years old now?
Yep, there's Pierre Tucker, Roland Park School, up on Roland Park Avenue. Roland Avenue, I should say.
Roland Avenue, yep.
Right there among some of the private schools, Gilman, Bryn Mawr up there. Nice area. Let's see what Pierre can do. Missed the second. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I would say up in Roland Park.
Roland Park, exactly. And here comes Oliver. 4:50 to play in the game. Shot from the corner is off the board, no good. Humes with it. Here's Banks now for Bentalou.
Yeah, down by Tucker.
Dwayne Banks has a notion, and Dwayne Banks can't convert. Offensive rebound, though. Still kept in by Bentalou. Banks high. And Oliver battle, let's see.
They're battling right down to the wire. It's a tribute to Oliver and Bucky Lee and his kids. They're still battling. Still banging the boards.
Trailing by 33 with 4:10 to play. Now Now it's Charles
Pushes up
Hurley
ahead.
handling the ball. And just nothing falling for Oliver.
Jump ball there.
And it'll stay with Oliver.
Johnson.
And Banks with another rebound. Banks the leading scorer tonight with 21 points in this game. 3:40 to play, and Bentalou comfortably ahead. Three-pointer is good. For Bentalou, that is number 5. Jason Coit with his first points of the game. Follow, 2 follows won't go. The first one by Pearson.
Yeah.
And the next one by Randall, and he will go to the line. Let's take a look.
And they just can't get it to go down. We'll see him get it in here and deep, put it up, missed it, and Randall got it here and looked like a pretty good defense on him, but he fouled across the arm and for 2 shots. First one he missed, second one's good. We got Banks coming up now. He's running the point. So he seems to be a pretty well-rounded player.
2:25 to play. Blocked.
A 3-point attempt blocked.
And I tell you what, they heard that block up in Roland Park.
I'm telling you.
Edward Humes with the block.
Yeah. Jason thought he made one. He thought he had another one, but Humes had it.
All
Little
right.
different story.
Let's take a break here. 2:19 to play. 46-11. Bentalou with the lead back.
There we go.
With more after this.
Good block.
We've been checking you, kid. When you flexed, you flexed. We've been kicking some knowledge. That's why we only cutting you in. Make a couple of runs for us, strike a little goal. No time you be clocking for yourself. That's why we only cutting you in. We don't want no dumb Bammers, man. The rest of these fools don't know what time it is. That's why we only cutting you in. Been checking you, kid. You flexed, you flexed. That's why we only cutting you in.
And back with you now. A look at the basket, and that's exactly the basket where they just scored a hoop, Bentalou did, and who else but Dwayne Banks with it.
Banks on a quick throw in and score, and
23 points for Banks. It's 48-11 now with 2 minutes to play.
we find Bentalou in a strange situation for them to be up the way they are in a bonus situation.
Yeah, that's interesting. You're right about that. 2 minutes to go. Pearson with his first point of the day. And he's got
Next
two now.
two.
So 13 for Oliver, but 48 for Bentalou. 150 now to play.
And we see Oliver go to a little man-to-man. Someone lost Banks.
48-13 the score. That bucket won't count. Good work, though, by Taylor. Between Taylor,
Banks.
Tucker, and Banks,
They have.
that's the difference in the game.
They would have at least 40 of the 48 points between the three of them. And Banks has, what is it, 23?
He's got 23. Tucker has 8. Taylor has 4. So, yeah, you're right about there. Drawn Strickland with 4. Coit with 3. Steve Roblin with a pair.
All right.
Offensive rebound, Oliver. There's Pearson. He's got 4, all in the second half. 1:40 to play in the game. That was early, dribbling in, giving it off to Pearson. Foul on Bentalou. 1:29 now to play in the game. And Oliver will go to the line, and this will be Pearson.
Pearson or Johnson? Is that Johnson, Daryl Johnson?
Yeah, let's see.
Oh,
Is
no,
that
Pierce.
four?
No, you're
that's
right.
4.
You're
It's
right.
Pearson.
Pearson, yeah.
At a Lombard school, 12 years old. Lombard, a great lacrosse program, actually.
Exactly.
In the middle school league.
And
tremendous addition for city sports.
It is. It certainly is. And we're fortunate at Maryville to have a couple of kids from Lombard at our school. We have a young lacrosse program, but I'm certain those kids are going to make a significant contribution to our program.
And of course, that middle school league, playing in the league is tied to attendance and grade performance, which is really the key.
Exactly, and that's why we're happy to have those kids. We're talking about lacrosse here at a basketball game, but at Maryville, that's why they qualified to come to our school. Here we see Banks driving to the basket, putting the ball up on the glass and in, and was fouled in the process. He makes the one for a three-point play.
26 points for Banks, 16 in the first half, 10 in the second.
He's had a very good game.
There's early all the way, won't go. Rebound comes out to Coit, who'll bring it up with the left hand. Again, another lefty there. 1:01 now to play in the game, and Banks, a little alley-oop, won't go, gets his own tip, though, and keeps it in. 52 seconds to play. He'll try a 3, that's short. Taylor trying to get a hand on it, can't control, and here come Oliver the other one. See if they can run it down, they do. Johnson now dribbling in the lane, nice pass, and his man wasn't ready for it. Nice pass, but Randall wasn't there. Here they come the other way, Bentalou just can't convert. There's another big man off the bench for Bentalou, Larry Clark from Calverton. 25 seconds to play in this game, and Bentalou well on its way to the win here.
Yeah, they have this game under control. Just the clock now is their enemy as opposed to Oliver. And a jump ball called here, ball tied up with 12 seconds to go in the ball game.
51-16, Bentalou by 35. Bentalou with the ball.
Bentalou just wants to get the ball in. And
shot waved off, 10 seconds to go, foul on Oliver. The 10 and 12 boys title will belong to Bentalou. Long shot by Johnson. Good. 4 points for him, but that closes out the scoring. Then the final, Bentalou 51 and Oliver 19. What do you... Clearly, Bucky Lee's team on the short end here, obviously, Bentalou just a taller, more deep team.
Yeah, and apparently a little more talented with a good game plan on the part of Coach Johnson to keep his player away from the ball and go to their strengths with the inside people, Banks, and the people inside to put the game away early and make Oliver have to come at them and play their game, and their strategy and effort and long hours of practice have paid off in their winning this championship here today.
And the main guy for Bentalou, 26 points from Dwayne Banks, 8 points from Pierre Tucker. Those were the two high scorers for the Bentalou Bombers as they win at 51-19.